This is a video review of Kyoretsu-O from Sentai Go-Onger, and he has three components here. Kimoth, I really love that name, Tline and Kine. And after we get through these guys, I'm going to bring in G9, who is actually too big for me to have on my review table here, so I won't be like moving my camera over to look at him. He's actually on the ground, but anyway, when we get through these guys, I'm going to bring up G9, and they're going to take all the guys apart. We're going to make G12, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be huge. It's going to be as big as a small child, and it's going to be off camera the entire time. Basically, because it is the biggest thing in my collection. It is literally the size of a small child. So I'm going to do my best with that. My review table here is only big enough to do certain things comfortably. Most things, actually, but G12 is on the way past the limit, actually. But anyway, on to the figures themselves. This is Tline, Tyrannosaurus Rex, so he's a train, so line makes sense, and he's Tyrannosaurus Rex, so T makes sense. And he's not bad. He has a little hook right here and a little hitch back here, so he can hook onto Kimoth here, and you can have all three of them actually in a line. And the way that these two hook together is they have little hooks back there too. And that's about it for just being a train. The way you get to his engine soul is you press these buttons here, and I don't actually have his engine soul. I just have an extra Burka engine soul, so that's in there. The way you would activate is there's a button up here and a button down here, and there's not too much else that this guy does. So you just open up the mouth here, fold in the hitch, fold down the hitch, and he'll be the right leg. So put him off to the side. And next is K-Line, who is basically the exact same thing, except instead of being Tyrannosaurus Rex, he is a Triceratops. And I'm not sure why he's called K-Line if he's a Triceratops. I get why he's not T-Line, because that's the T-Rex over there, but something like C-Line or something like that would have made a bit more sense. But anyway, I also don't have his engine, so I just have another Carrigator. You activate it the exact same way down here, and in fact he is actually exactly the same as T-Line, except he has a different paint scheme and a different looking head. These do move, but otherwise, that's about it. So you fold this down, fold the mouth up, fold this up, and you've got the left leg, and those are done. Excuse me. And now we can move on to the star of the set, Kimoth, and I really love this guy. He is a big, huge, chunky train. He's not as massive as he really could be because he's actually hollow under here, but don't really mind because he's still just a big and massive train, and I really like his transformation. Now for his engine soul, actually before I get into that, I want to show the little mechanism right there. When you push him along, he has that sort of a train-like thing where one wheel drives the second one. It's not actually the mechanism, but it looks like it, and it looks really nice. The way you get to the engine soul is you actually have to disassemble it, which is kind of odd, but you can press these here to activate it, and then this will hit both at the same time, and that's really about it for this mode. It's just big, chunky, and I really like it. So to disassemble this guy, you'll take off the wheels right here, pop these off, then you'll pop the head off here, and then here you can push these down, and I do actually have the Kimoth engine soul. So you pop that up, then you'll press this down and lock that into place, and then we'll set this off to the side for now. Next we'll take this piece off, we'll rotate this up, and then we'll split this off like that. Now we have a bunch of parts here, and I know I'm saying I really like parts somewhere, but I actually really do, because the way that all these little blocks work together is actually quite neat. So start this off, you're going to, well actually I'm going to start off with this piece right here. You'll take this, you'll fold it down, and it's his pants. So you'll take the K-Line and T-Line, and you've got his legs already right here. So I'll put those off to the side. Next we'll take this piece right here, which has his head. I'll pop this up, fold out his wings here on his head, and this looks like the Dino Megazord quite a bit. I actually like it quite a bit. Then you'll take this piece right here, and this will plug in right here, like this. And then you'll take the legs, and they will plug into these here and these here. And this will make, like right now, this isn't the most solid thing in the world, but once we put the legs on, it'll be quite a bit more solid. So put that down, and you'll take this piece, and I always screw up the orientation on it, but it's supposed to go on, actually no, I got it right the first time. Sometimes I have to turn it several ways before I really know how it goes. And then here's the really cool part. You take the wheels here, you put this up, and then you fold this down, and then one side here is the fingers, and one side here is the thumb. And I really like it. This is like my favorite thing about transforming this guy into robot mode, just the way that works. And then you put it onto his side here. And then you do the same thing to the side. Fold this down, and plug this on. And here we have Kyoretsu-O. Now, he's not the best looking thing of all time. He's actually very wide, and I get why some people don't like it, but I actually don't mind it that much. I think he's interesting looking, and unlike Seiko, who I really didn't like because he just copied what Gunburrow did, this guy is actually quite nice. I really like him. I mean, I get why some people don't like him, but he's not bad. And the way he moves is basically just that, and that's it. You can drop these if you really want, but I think these... these tusks being able to move is more for the G12 combination. But anyway, that's about it for Kyoretsu-O. He's a really nice figure, and I do recommend him just on his own, because he is really nice. And anyway, to continue on, we're going to pop these apart, pop these off, gonna pop these off, pop this off, fold up the head, pop this off, and we'll just start putting all these pieces off to the side because we'll need them later for the final combination. So we'll take this off, close them out. This will be another arm. Take this off, open up, it'll be another arm. Take this, we'll straighten it out. If my camera will focus, I actually should have this down so there's something for it to focus on. There we go. We'll pop this off, and I think that's all we really need to do with these guys for now. So I'm going to bring in the G12 combination, or a G9 combination, and we'll start the process of taking it apart too, because this is like every other combination before this, didn't really have much disassembly, but this one has quite a bit. And actually, I need to raise up one of my lights, make sure I don't burn this thing. Now, to start this off, I'm going to take these guys off here. So we got Gunford and Burka. And let's see, what we need to do is, now we need to take off these guys down here, which kind of sucks because now we have G9 without all of his support, so we'll have to just kind of lean against the wall there. Let me see if I can move him off to the side. This is going to be kind of a cumbersome video, and I really do apologize that it's going to be kind of hard to watch, but there's not much I can do about that. And next we will take one of these two pieces. Let me see, we'll take this piece right here, and it will plug on like this. So it's basically going to be a giant stilt. And then we're going to take Burka here, we're going to turn this around, and we're going to plug him in right here like this. So he's going to form part of a foot right here. And next we're going to take this piece right here. And this one's a little bit odd, putting it on, because actually it will be a bit odd because this thing moves, and when we finally attach it to the rest of the figure right here, it's going to be on. But this will just come down like this. You have to make sure that this little edge right here goes behind these things, or it doesn't quite work right. So we'll put that down, and then we'll take Gunford, and let's see, we'll put them on like that, and then we're also going to slide this back, and there's a little notch right there where the back of this is going to sit. And so once we get that done, we've got 2 feet done. And now that we have these, and these still have the giant heel spur that we got from Seiko, we're going to then put this on top. And this is going to be kind of hard to do because we're dealing with a lot of plastic here. So put this down and clip it into place. Now we'll do the same thing here, and again, like I was saying, because the head's here and it rotates, this can be a little bit hard. Okay, that time wasn't too bad, but sometimes it's just really annoying. Now next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the arm bits, these here, and these are going to plug onto the side to make the legs adequately beefy for how big the stilts are down there. So we'll put the other one over here. And then we're going to come up to here, and we're going to put this on right here. And then this thing, sometimes I forget where this thing goes. It goes on, yeah, it goes onto a leg right, this thing, oh, sorry. This thing right here goes onto the leg right here. It's kind of odd, but there's just no other place for it to go. So now we're really starting to build this up. We actually don't have that many more parts to go. Now we're going to take a K-line, put them onto this side. We're going to take T-line, put them onto this side. And then we're going to come up here. I'm going to have to raise my camera up. You can start seeing the wall behind me and the bright light I have up there. We're going to take it to the back. I'm going to pop this off. And then we're going to take the head of Kimoth and we're going to put it down here like this, I think. It's actually been a while since I've done this. And I think these things right here are going to plug onto those little black things that actually plug into the back of a Speedor. So I'm going to put this down. And it'll plug onto the same things. Actually, it might be better just to take this guy off while I put this on. So I'm going to turn the camera down. And there are these 4 little tabs right there around the head that's going to plug onto. Oh, no, I got it backwards. I'm retarded. Anyway, we'll plug that back on. Yeah, that's the Speedor engine soul. Then we're going to take this, we're going to plug it into the back, the shield bit again. And did that come unhooked? No, it did not, I don't think. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the head here, and yeah, it only goes on this way, darn it. So I had the, what happened is I had this up here, and then that meant that this was bumping into the gem whale head, so now I have it down like this. So it's going to be a little bit more free-floating, so it's going to be ratcheted in quite the same. And now this is G12. I apologize for how cumbersome this video has been. There's not much I can really do about that, because no other place in my house has quite the right lighting for it. So then you fold these down. And I forget if you fold this up. I don't think you do. But anyway, this is G12. All the parts are in the right place. Some of the parts might have some small, minor mistransformations on them, but I didn't get this guy with instructions, so I think this is the way he's supposed to be. But either way, you can see this guy is huge, has a ton of parts, and he is just massive. He is the biggest thing in my entire collection, literally the size of a small child. And for posability, you're really not going to get anything, except you can rotate these forward a little bit if the these guys don't bump into gem whale's wings. And that's about it. Actually, you do get some hand articulation down here. You can open them a little bit, which is nice. But otherwise, yeah, this is G12. You don't really get this to be a toy to play with. You kind of can, because in spite of his massive size, he actually is pretty stable. Like, he doesn't... You can shake him a little bit, and he won't just come apart on you. He's fairly sturdy for how much plastic really is in this, and that is impressive. But you get this guy to be a huge display piece. So you get him for all the 4 individual components, with only Seikuo being the really bad one here. For all the individual components, for all the forms leading up to it, and then just have a huge display piece. So the real magic of G12 is just how much different options you have to play with these guys, and how many ways they interact. So while G12 itself may not be the most amazing thing ever as far as just being a toy, like just this form itself, just because it's so heavy and massive, and sometimes hard to deal with, because I do know there's some people that like the G9 combination better just because it's not quite as huge. But G12 itself isn't bad. It's actually quite nice. It's really cool. And just all the different things they can do is why this set is great. So it's more that this thing is the best bonus you could possibly have on top of having everything else. So I do highly recommend G12, even Seikuo. Seikuo, I don't like Seikuo at all. I even recommend him just because of this. Seikuo is the weakest link, but he doesn't break the set, basically. So yeah, I do highly recommend G12. It's going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you a lot, but I like this thing better than Infinity from Biclons, because this thing actually works really, really well. Where because like nothing on this guy is fragile. Anyway, I've rambled a bit too long on this, and actually this is approaching the 15-minute mark. I thought it would go a bit longer than this, but yeah. If you can pick this up, piecemeal or all at once, I do recommend you do it. And yeah, I review Power Rangers, Digimon, Transformers, Tobots, and stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. And again, of course, if something was off camera, something important was off camera, I apologize. But this is the best take I could probably possibly do on this. So, have a nice day!